said, we have our next presentation where we're going to kind of just roll into. We were originally going to give a little break and introduce our peer connectors, but we'll do that in transition because it all goes hand in hand with our next session, which is our area of expertise, which is Campus Life 101. So Dean Pandit, who's actually my staff supervisor, she's going to kick it off. So we have essentially a bunch of campus life resources and different departments that all make up the campus life experience that are here for you. So we're going to get started with that, and then we'll introduce you to the rest of our team, and then also hopefully have some time to introduce you to your peer connectors who are also in the groups, and they'll post up some introductory messages as we go about.
All right, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Again, I know Zainab said this before, but yeah, we are going to keep welcoming you all day today. As DJ mentioned, you can always keep continuing to sort of connect with us via chat. If Zainab or Nicholas can stay for a bit longer, I know my run session is definitely full with a lot of questions. We want to make sure we answer those for you. So let's continue in the chat if possible for at least a few more minutes. But I think just to keep on time and keep stick to the schedule, let's continue. Let's start with the next presentation. For those who are your participants, again, welcome. And please feel free to kind of, stretch yourselves, grab a coffee, tea, whatever works for you. Let's do that. We have a fun day planned for you. I know we are not with you right now in person, but nevertheless, we are here and we are very excited to see you all and talk to you all and spend the day with you. So let's get started. I kind of wanted to introduce myself first. I'm Dean Pandit. I serve as the Assistant Dean and Director for the Office of Student Life and Leadership. I'll talk a little more about my role and my area, but my pronouns are she, her, hers. I also want to kind of take a moment and introduce the rest of my team, my co-facilitators. First off, Gary, are you here?
Hey, yes, I am. Hola, hola. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rutgers University, Newark, virtually. And I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. My name is Gary Santos Mendoza, pronouns he, him, his, or él, and I serve as the director of the Intercultural Resource Center. So for those that may not know what that really means in a sense, it's diversity, equity, and inclusion here for the institution. So we definitely want to give a warm welcome to all of you, especially our fabulous transfer students coming in and selecting us and going through pandemic and being in the space to get us, to be able to provide you our best so you can be your best to get your degree and finish. So again, welcome to the space. And I'm going to hand it back to Nikita, who will introduce our next co-facilitator. So.
Sure. We also have Paul Lazaro. Paul, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Sure, don't mind the background noise. I'm in 2 meetings at once. My name is Paul Lazaro, and I'm the Assistant Director for Veteran Affairs here at Rutgers Newark. And my responsibility is to ensure that all of our veteran, military, and dependent students transition successfully to Rutgers Newark. I am a former transfer student myself. So any expertise that I can lend in either of these 2 areas, I'm happy to.
Sure. Next up, we have Alicia Ponce. I know I saw you earlier.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Alicia Ponce. I am the Assistant Director and the Investigator for the Office of Community Standards. So our office is essentially responsible for the University Code of Student Conduct, and our office is responsible for adjudicating any alleged violations, as well as spread education about the university code throughout the campus. So you'll see a lot of our programming with regards to our ethical development workshops, as well as our Know Your Code trivias. So definitely take a part of that, because it's a great way to educate yourselves on the code. We also offer an ethical leadership certificate where we have an ethical leadership certificate where we allow students to attend certain amounts of ethical development workshops, as well as Know Your Code. I apologize, everyone. As everyone else is at home, I am also at home with my two wonderful children who are under the age of 4. So like I was saying, so we do have a great opportunity for an ethical leadership certificate where students are able to take part in joining us for the Know Your Codes, as well as the ethical development workshops and retrieve a certificate by the end of the year. So if you're interested about that, we definitely have more information about that. But welcome. I'm so excited to get to know every one of you, and I hope that your Rutgers experience is a great experience.
Thank you, Alicia. And last but certainly not the least, Alan.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Alan Sheffield. I'm the Director of Disability Services here at Rutgers University Newark. We are excited to have you here. So I know we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth later, but the Office of Disability Services is committed to the access and inclusion of all students with medical, mental, or physical conditions. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, welcome. We're glad to have you with us in a virtual setting, and we look forward to working with all of you.
Perfect. So as our presentation name suggests, Campus Life 101, we are going to be talking about all things fun, co-curricular, everything that you kind of need to make the most out of your college experience here. So with that being said, I kind of wanted us to kick off our presentation. I know my run session was very information heavy and also extremely important too, but we promised to make our session more fun, more interactive, because we can kind of do that with the information we want to convey. Let's sort of, Gary, do you want to take it away with the next slide?
I definitely will. So at this time, as Dean Pandit has mentioned, we wanted to kind of make this a little bit more like mental break in a way. We're doing things that are also not like information heavy, but also like it gets you kind of in the groove of just learning from you and engaging with you to understand how we can definitely make your experience of the best that we could when we're on campus and when we're in this virtual sense. So the best ways we're going to do it, we're going to do 3 of these just to give you the heads up. But for those that haven't used it, it's something called Slido. So what we need you to do is please take out your phones or and shine the QR code using the camera. For those that they might not know, all you have to do is take your phone, turn on the camera and literally shine it on, and it will open automatically on either an Android or an Apple iPhone. If not, if you're on a computer, you can definitely go to slido.com. It's literally going to open and you're going to see the code for you to enter. So you're going to enter this code, and then what's going to happen is it's going to lead you into like a box. So you're going to see it right in front of you. Let's give like folks a minute just to make sure they can access that right now. And then what I'm going to do, Nikita, if it's possible, I'm going to share my screen so that we can be able to see the responses. So while you're all getting that all set up, and if our fabulous co-facilitators would like to join on with this game, it's open for all. What this generally is that it's going to be a way for us to engage, ask some questions, and kind of learn a little bit from you on, you know, some things you know about Rutgers Newark. It's not like a, you know, that's the one. Thank you, Dean Pandit. It's not like a right or wrong answer. It's just really to engage and get some feels around the room to see how folks are learning and understanding what they know. And in a way, we're all learning together. So I'm going to give it another 30 seconds just for folks to get engaged and get on. And then Dean Pandit, I'm going to start my screen, but I already have it started from my end. And the reason why we're going to do this, because we want to show everyone the answers to kind of see what folks have learned so far from this experience. Okay, there we go. Now at this point, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully it doesn't open up my messy desktop. Perfect. Okay. Okay, we're here, and I'm going to take this out. Okay, good. So I'm going to start right now. So you have 5 more seconds, and then it's going to play, and then we're going to start seeing some questions. So what's going to happen is you're going to see a question that pops up on there, and then using your phone or computer, you're going to enter your response to the question. So,
Gary, someone's saying that it's not working and they're not seeing it. So can you go over the instructions again? Just 1 second.
Sure. I'm going to hit play right now. I'm going to actually activate it. So you should be seeing in front of you like a question and like a word box. So more or less once I start it, it should change on your screen right now. So I'm going to do that right this moment. Okay. So we have the first question for those that want to see on the screen. It says, what are mental, physical, or medical conditions that can be disabling? So right now, what you're going to do is that you're going to enter it. And there we go. You should start seeing words that start to pop up on the screen. So really take this opportunity and think of some words that would connect with this. So there may be a little bit of a lag, but we're going to just be able to get folks there. Okay. I'm seeing autism, I'm seeing depression, anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, stress, diabetes, celiac, deafness, a mix of all three, PTSD, depression, anxiety, blindness, autism, high blood pressure, diabetes. Okay. And what ends up happening when you're interacting with this, if there's kind of like a word that like it'll repeat twice, or if everyone puts in the same word, it'll get larger. So you'll see like a lot more people have put in this word. And for those that, that are participating, thank you in advance. In a way, we're all helping each other during this kind of situation, just to learn from each other. So, okay, I'll give it another 10 seconds before we move on to the next question. Okay, I see cataracts, I see COVID. Okay. Alan, I'm taking a guess you're really taking note of all these, so that's gonna be great. Being caretaker. Okay, cool. Okay, y'all, thank you. So we're gonna move on to the next question. And here is your next question. Ready? Okay, what brought you to Rutgers Newark? That is the next question. Now, for this response, we want you to be your authentic selves. So, there's no right or wrong answers. So, hey, put them right there. See, ambition, wanted to be a nurse, great reputation, nursing program, see, look, see, it gets bigger. ABSN, the internet, that's cool. Business program, free tuition, yeah, that's a real thing. Social work, oh, wow, we got a lot of answers coming up in here. City life, yeah, city life is a good thing. Essex County resident, shout out to Essex County. 59 bus, shout out to those take the 59 bus. Culture, that's right there. You see, the baby was happy with the 59 bus. We won't take it with that. Sorry, y'all. RBS, okay. Hands-on learning, Bloomberg Terminal. And these are real life things. So as I said, there's no wrong answer to this. So thank you everyone for participating in this portion. We have one more question and then I'm gonna give it back off to my colleagues. Diversity, okay, 5 more seconds. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna get to our final one. What are some examples of conduct violations? Yay, these are fun. Let's go conduct violations. What do we get? Cheating, plagiarism. Alicia, start copying these. Let's see what we got. Harassment, sexual harassment.
Already ahead of you, Gary. Already ahead of you.
Perfect. We got fighting, fabrication, doing other people's work, bullying. What else we got up in here, yo? Y'all making it cute. Okay, I'm making this cute. What else we got? Cheating is a big one right there. Doing other people's work, bullying, harassment, sexual harassment, coercion. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I think that's selling work. There we go. Selling work. Stalking. Yeah, that's not cute at all. Doing other people's work, as I read. Okay, y'all, some answers are still coming in. And then as remember, the bigger that it gets, then that's the common one that everyone has agreed on, depending on how you typed it. So you'll see criminal offenses. Okay, there we go. Okay, racism. Yes, on the racism in caps. A bold would have been great if this thing would make you do bolds as well, but that's a real thing. Separable offenses, discrimination, disrespect. Oh, okay. I also want to give an update that for those that are probably going for like education degrees or anything of the sort or social work, if you also need like activities on how to share this with folks in your field or you want to get them engaged, it's called slido.com. It's free. So you could be able to use this as a tool to engage colleagues and, make things a little fun. I think we get tired of the Kahoots and the Zooms. So it's kind of cute in a way that you can visually see how people are feeling and responding first word associations. Yeah, on that note, thank you. Homophobia, yes, I'm gonna mention that too. And extortion. Okay, y'all. Well, y'all have another opportunity to do this, but I'm gonna take this now back to Dean Pandit. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Thank you everyone for participating in this. Hopefully that got you a little mind out of the information heavy information. So Dean Pandit, take it away.
Gary, would it be easier if you just present back and forth, or instead of?
Sure.
Yeah,
I could do it. Yeah.
Mid Slido and the Slido at the end.
I kind of had it ready just in case.
Yeah,
so.
whatever is easier.
Yeah, sure. So also just to help us all out, I also have a live transcription going on right now. So I'm going to start it off from the PowerPoint and it should go with the transcription from here for those that would like to have visuals. So I'm just going to start it right now.
Right. While that is loading, the first, and thank you so much for participating, everyone. I feel like the answers were so cool. Like just to see the word cloud develop and just to, get an understanding of where our students are. Again, the transfer students are just so much advanced. It's just so much that you bring to the table and to the classrooms and to the Rutgers University. So thank you so much for participating. We're excited to kind of, really give you more information about everything we do. And to start, to just talk about a little bit about my area. Like I mentioned, I work in student life, and I'm also a proud double alumna actually of Rutgers University Newark. I have my bachelor's and my master's degree from Rutgers Newark, and I like this place so much that I ended up staying here and working here for 10 plus years. Other than that, like when I actually came to Rutgers, I was also a transfer student. And, I went from not knowing where the campus center was or where the student life office was, located, to kind of being involved in every student organization that appealed to me, and every program that kind of was, cool or interesting to me, and sort of resonated with me. So, I kind of made my own experience, and I think I kind of urge you all to do that. I know, I think people wonder what's in the co-curricular experience, but I just feel like a lot of employers, a lot of grad schools always ask, in addition to having a great GPA, what else did you accomplish during your time at Rutgers? And I feel like, just the skills that you acquire, the competencies that you kind of earn while being involved is something that's really amazing. So Gary, I'm seeing the presentation view for some reason.
Okay, oops, sorry.
Not the full slide, but I can still keep talking. So while you load that up, I kind of wanted to talk to you all about what Office of Student Life and Leadership does. Through our office, we do a lot of campus-wide programming, and DJ Benny, who you met earlier, is our assistant director, and he kind of comes up with such amazing program for our students. I'm sure you'll get to learn a little more about that later. And I will also kind of talk about it in our slides. In addition to that, we also have a curriculum for leadership development. We have initiatives around community engagement, because in Newark, we feel like that is extremely important to us. There's a motto around Rutgers Newark, we keep saying, you'll hear this a lot, in Newark, off Newark, and we really kind of take that seriously. And we are very invested in, the local agencies around Newark, and we do a lot of work with them. So do our students. And last but not least, we also advise student organizations. And I also talk a little bit about that. But the one thing I kind of want to talk to you all about, next slide, Gary, please, is new student programs, because this is important to you. And we want to make sure you have the perfect onboarding experience as you come in to Rutgers Newark and get to learn about, all the services and offerings that we have at Rutgers. And again, I feel like you all are paying for it, so you might as well take advantage of it. And we've sort of modified our programming and offerings to meet the virtual environment that you all are in. So you'll get to learn a lot about that. Winterfest is our first program, is our official welcome to our new students. It will be scheduled from January 25th to the 29th, and you'll continue to learn more information about it. And then I'll also talk a little bit about peer connection. Carrie, can you go to the next slide, please? With Winterfest, you will also be receiving post-SOAR, you'll be receiving a welcome packet with this information. There'll be a postcard in it, there'll be some giveaways, all cool, fun things. As soon as you attend SOAR, and you upload your ID picture, you get your ID picture and your welcome package mailed to you. We are hoping that this group will get their welcome packets before, around the holidays. We are trying to ship it out before the holidays. So you should be receiving it soon. But our Winterfest is basically comprises of various events that kind of, introduces students to who we are. So it includes a student organization showcase, a resource fair, all kinds of fun events. I know there's a conversation about having like interactive cooking, cooking sort of a group activity. There are various things that are planned, but you'll get to learn more about soon. I don't want to give up all the surprises. Next slide, please. And next, I kind of want to talk a little bit about our peer connection program, because this is extremely important. With this program, we kind of group people, our incoming students, with our peer connectors, and some of them are actually in this space. So you'll get to talk to them during the breaks as well. And, you attend events together. So it will be like a semester program where, your cohort sort of attends numerous events and experiences together as a group.
Question. I'm sorry. My name is Juliana Castaño, and I need to make an appointment to get vaccinations. I gave
Can you post your question in the? Oh, I guess she's on the phone.
For my college, and I gave it to Esther, and they run some blood tests on me, and they said that I need some.
Okay, thank you so much. If folks can mute themselves, that will be very much appreciated. And last but not least, we want to talk about student organizations. Make sure you go to radelink.newark.rutgers.edu to see all the 100+ student organizations we have. And I always like to say, we kind of have something for everyone, from pre-professional groups to cultural groups to religious groups to Greek letter organizations, media groups. So just explore what we have. You'll also get to meet students during the showcase later on today, and also when we have another one during a Winterfest. So check us out at radelink.newark.rutgers.edu. It's a great platform. You can join organizations through this platform and all kinds of fun things. Last but not least, I want to make sure you follow us on social media. Run OSLL. This is hands down the best way to stay connected. We are always posting stories. We are always doing student spotlights. We are doing a lot of great things. Everything about your experience as incoming students will also, like the tools and resources you need, will also be posted on our Run OSLL page. So make sure you follow us. And we'll make sure to kind of get you all the updated information. Yes, we do have a Facebook. I will also post our Facebook information on the chat in a second. Next slide. I guess DJ or Gary, you can take over.
Thank you. And for those, Dean Panic will put up the stuff about her office from the Facebook. And we have Instagram, we have different social media platforms, and I know everyone may use a different platform here. So, but there's some options right there that can assist. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna start with the next one. So go on back to the Slido again. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to hashtag 51017. So kind of the same way we did it before. So there we go. We have it right there. And then what you're going to go is onto slido.com. And more or less, we're gonna take this portion of the presentation to go into a brainstorm. So we're gonna give y'all a minute just to get back on and then try to get on the call. Some folks already may have gone on. Some folks may have just stepped in, virtually. Just go on there and just to put it in. So as we get ready for the next question, the team, when we were getting ready to give this portion of the presentation, were very intentional in kind of not only putting you in space to ask you some questions of what you know about Rutgers, also some questions what you'll learn at the end through the last Slido, but then in the middle, I think it's kind of important. because as we want to point out, when it comes to the transfer student experience, it is a very different experience than, let's say, a traditional undergrad that comes into space. And then there's so many different identities that come into play. So we want to make sure that as we continue to have you, be our allies and embarking with us to start your education experience, there's also going to be those moments that we want to make sure that we're providing the best during this time of the pandemic and then when we come back. So within that, we have one question that we're going to put up on the screen. I'm going to share my screen and go back to the Slido. So you do have at the moment. And then we're going to share it. We're going to have it up. Perfect. Okay. So it's going to be just one question for this portion. And the question is, what do you expect from your transfer experience? So what do you expect from your transfer experience here at Rutgers University Newark as transfer student? What do you expect from your transfer experience? And I would say respond it in the best way that's possible. But that's going to also, the intention also to, as we know from experience, we're also dealing with new factors, we're virtual. So let's figure out what is it that works that we can be able to aid you. So, and we're starting with some of the answers. Keys to the universe. Okay, that's cool. Degree, networking, academic rigor, a job after graduation. Yeah, let's get paid. Degree. What else we got? Unicorns and rainbows. That's a legitimate thing. Unicorns and rainbows are a legitimate thing. Easy transfer. A good paying job. Student org involvement. Okay, you got some people ready for you, Nikita. Let's see. Successful future, career opportunities, arsenal of tools, career opportunities, FAFSA.
Can we keep this part while we continue with the presentation, and then we'll get back to it, and people can continue typing in?
Well, we can. Yeah, I could keep this part open, but since I have the screens, let me go to the presentation. And I'll keep it open before we get to the last slide, so that people can see what answers came up. Perfect. But I will close it from this end. So thank you, everybody. So we're gonna continue on from here. And you can keep putting in answers in the chat. Please continue. You're not limited, so don't worry. So we're gonna go back to, we're gonna stop sharing for now, but just keep doing them up there. And then we're gonna share the next part of the presentation. So you'll have, okay. Play from current slide. Okay, cute. Okay, so everyone should be able to see things up on the screen. Nikita, you can see regular view, right? Or presenter's view? Can't hear.
Presenter's view.
Okay, so, present as in the next slide that's about to come up, right?
Yeah, I see 2 slides. You need to do what you did earlier to show. Okay. Yes, perfect.
Stop it right
so
there.
Yeah, if you want to kind of.
This is our fun time in which we're trying to figure out what works. So yeah. Let's try.
Let me do it.
Okay, cool. Okay, you got it. Thank you, Nikita. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, cool. So within this, I'm going to talk quickly about the Intercultural Resource Center. So to give you some idea of what our center is, our center focuses on the vision of providing liberation for all of our students. The way we do this is by providing programs and services and initiatives that come out of our office to support all of our students that come to Rutgers University Newark. When you arrived at this institution, you came in not only with a passion in trying to figure out how you're going to get this degree and graduating, but you also came in with your many different life experiences, narratives, and identities that came into this space. It's part of now the Rutgers University Newark community, in which we are kind of depending within our set community for you to exchange with others about your traditions, your experiences, your life stories, so on and so forth. And especially a lot of your kind of perceptions are built upon your identities or the spaces that you've entered in the past. Apologies for that. So what we end up doing is that we have the Intercultural Resource Center, which focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And more or less, we are in a space that not only work for liberation and providing programs and services, but we serve everyone in essence to different and all identities. So race and ethnicity, gender and sexuality, undocumented status, interfaith programming. We have a plethora of so many folks that we serve and connections that we have on campus. Our office is based in Conklin Hall in 232. You'll be able to see Conklin Hall when you come physically on campus. And more or less, we have 2 specific areas that are that are part of our community and that have been here for years, which have been our LGBTQ student population and our undocumented student population. So more or less, we help support those areas. And if you can see there, we also have our lounges that are part of that, and as well, you know, community building, our dialogue program that we do. We do dialogue programming amongst differences, amongst different groups, and more or less, there's a lot of not only for the undocumented students collaborations with an attorney that could be able to provide you the stuff, or through LGBTQ student services, if you identify as gender nonconforming or trans, to be able to do name changes. For us, is to provide education to the community, but most importantly, as stated by U.S. News and World Report as one of the most diverse campuses in the country. You can find that on the website. Our job is really to provide that education for the community, and most definitely provide you the support at this time through student organizations, involvement, and most importantly to our whole community, a sense of like belonging and a sense of we are here to serve as a resource for any questions you have around diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that's really like the big things of why we do what we do, and we're happy to do it, and we love. And with your transfer experiences, that's going to be another thing to add into this pot. So we just want to say that's what we do, and come reach out for us if any questions. Back to you, Nikita.
All right. Next up, we have Alicia.
All right. Hello again. So our office, like I was mentioning earlier, the Office of Community Standards and Student Development, our critical functions consist of investigating and adjudicating alleged violations or incidents of student misconduct. We also have a student organization within our office called the Rutgers University Newark Honor Council, and they're essentially a student organization that's responsible with aiding us with educating the community, as well as serving on our hearing boards and our campus appeals. We also, like I was mentioning, strive to create a caring campus community via the We Are the Ones, which is an educational campaign that encourages compassion and responsibility. And we also plan and execute programming such as our Know Your Code, our ethical development workshops. We also had the de-stress fest that happen at the end of every semester, as well as Caring Community Week and many more. Like I said, we also do have our Ethical Leadership Certificate program, which is a certificate program that comes out of our office, where we are assisting students to become ethical decision makers. So that is also another program that comes out of our office every year. If you are interested, we are definitely kicking off the spring semester with the program as well, along with Caring Community Week and then de-stress us at the end of the semester. Our office is always available to you all when it comes down to any concerns that you may have about any type of misconduct or any concerns in general. Just definitely feel free to contact us. If you could go to the next slide, Nikita. Our contact information is below this slide. We are on social media, and we're also in the Paul Robeson Campus Center on the 3rd floor by the Dean of Students office for whenever we get back on campus. And then our email address is also under there. Just some frequently asked questions that we get with regards to our office, just because our office isn't called the Student Conduct Office like many offices on other campuses are called. When I say that, it's because our office is more, our major initiative is really to educate the campus and make sure that that we are developing our students in a way that they aren't they are becoming adults, coming out of all of this. With regards to that, what is the University Code of Student Conduct? It's standards of behavior that all Rutgers University Newark community members do have to abide by. It's a policy, it's our rules, it's our regulations, and also it's our process of how we answer to any violations. What are some common violations? Y'all did a great job with mentioning many of these in this Slido, so kudos to you all. And some of those include our academic integrity violations, which is our plagiarism, our fabrication, our cheating, and then we also have some bullying, intimidation, some bullying and harassment, and also intimidation. We have physical misconduct, which is the fighting. We also have drug use or possession or failure to comply failure to comply to your sanctions or anything like that. Can a student be charged with a violation if the incident took place off campus? And the answer is yes. Our code essentially goes with you, even if you're not on our campus, especially since we are now currently in a virtual setting. I say this because you're a representation of Rutgers University Newark on or off campus. So that is why we always say that the code does go with you, even if you're off campus. So definitely be aware of that. If I receive an email from our office and I don't respond, does the complaint go away? It does not. So our students, we do give students ample opportunity to reach out to our office with regards to a complaint. We call them, we email them. Our main mode of communication is email, and we do use the Rutgers University email. So if you are using any other email address like Google or Yahoo or whatever it may be, just make sure that you're connecting your Rutgers email to that, or checking it every so often, because that is the main way all of our offices are reaching out to you. And like I said, the complaint does now go away if you do not reach out to our office after our many opportunities of trying to reach out to you. We do continue the process without your input, and you could be facing the possibility of being charged with a violation and then have sanctions. These are just some quick frequently asked questions. If you have any other questions, like I said, our email is on there. I'll still be in the presentation, so definitely feel free to just voice your questions in the chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Alicia. Paul.
Right. So as I said, my name is Paul Lazzaro, and I run the Office of Veteran Affairs. So I scrolled through the list of roughly 113 of you all. Actually, well, fewer than that because we're in there too. So I see at least one incoming student that I've spoken with. If you are a veteran military dependent student and you have not reached out to me, regardless if you're using benefits or not, regardless if you basically just reach out to me. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. We're on a short turnaround between fall and spring. Things need to get done in terms of benefits if you're using them on a very short timetable. So please reach out to me. My contact information is there. You can stop by our virtual student veteran lounge, which is open right now. There are currently a couple of students and a handful of VA work studies that can help you out as well. And I'm there as well between 8:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. You can call in as well if you don't have easy access to the internet. We are on Facebook as well and Instagram. You can look us up there. We're trying to be pretty active. Yeah, like I said before, veterans, military students, dependents. So that means if you are the spouse or child of a veteran, or spouse or child of somebody who is currently serving, somebody on active duty, you're one of my students. If you are an ROTC cadet, if you are attending ROTC at Seton Hall University through the Army program or at NGIT through the Air Force program, you are my students. So please reach out to me so we can connect. I can let you know how I'm going to make your transition a little bit easier, and all the opportunities available to you, such as the RSVO, the Rutgers Student Veteran Organization, and some upcoming projects that we have for the spring semester. If there are any questions, you can direct message me in the chat, or you can shoot me an email, and I will be more than happy to connect with you.
Great. Thanks, Paul. Alan.
Hi, everybody. Again, Alan Sheffield, Director of Disability Services, going to talk a little bit about what the Office of Disability Services does. And I'm a big fan of not just talking, but having visuals and support. So I do have something in front of us today. So on the screen, there is 3 different pictures representing the same situation, 3 people trying to watch a soccer match. In the first picture on the left, between them and the soccer match is a fence. And each individual has a box to stand on. But all the 3 individuals are different. They all have a different height. So the box doesn't work for an individual on the right. It does help the person in the middle. and the person on the far left didn't need the box to begin with. So not everybody's able to see the game. The person in the picture in the middle, all three individuals are given the amount of boxes they need in order to see over the fence, because that's what they were trying to address with the boxes. So now everybody can see the game. The part in the far picture on the far right, they removed the barrier. So in this, it was a wooden fence that actually prevented people from being able to see the game. They've replaced it with a chain link fence. And so now all three individuals can see the game without having need of boxes. So these are examples of looking at accessibility and accommodation. My office is looking to try to work with the university to move towards the third picture, remove barriers as they exist in order to allow individuals to have access. But when that's not possible for a multitude of reasons, we provide accommodation. The issue is not the three individuals. They are who they are. The issue is the environment that is presenting a barrier. And so that's an example of this. Like when I say about like what is like who do we work with and what do we do? You all did a great job in the beginning. I know that's like we just met, we just started, and you're asking like what are examples of conditions? And yeah, that's important. I asked that intentionally. Disability is what happens when you have a physical, mental, or medical condition, and that interacts with the environment, and there's a barrier because of that interaction. You don't have a disability because you have a condition. So I mean, you could go ahead and move to the next slide. That's okay. Yeah. So I have a very severe hearing loss. There is captions here. So in this moment, I do not have a disability because I have access to what's going on. If I'm with friends and signing fully and we're using sign language, I don't have a disability. We're communicating. There is no issue. So that's what we talk about, and that's how we frame things in our office. Examples of these kind of conditions, you again did a great job. Medical conditions like diabetes, severe allergies, irritable bowel, cancer. These are all things that can impact your ability to be a student. Mental conditions like learning disabilities, psychiatric conditions, like substance abuse recovery. These are all things like traumatic brain injury. These are all pieces that also would have an impact on your ability to be a student. And then physical conditions, I saw people put in amputation, mobility challenges. This is important to remember. To be human is to be different. Gary talked about that earlier. We have different backgrounds, different experiences. The way our bodies work is also a representative of humanity. So the issue is that the environment is designed for a limited few. And so when you come to our office, we're not working with you because there's anything wrong with you. We're working with you to make sure that you have the opportunity to be the student you are trying to be. And so we're trying to look at what is going on. We don't change the degree requirements. You came in the same degree the same requirements to be accepted. You'll graduate with the same degree. We're not going to change the amount of work you have to do. We're going to change what it is that we're going to look at what it is that can be done in a reasonable manner. So, for example, if you are a student who is blind and you're putting a paper test in front of you, you're spending time trying to interact with the paper and understand what's on the paper rather than answer the questions. Attention deficit, ADHD, like trying to maybe pull you into different situations so that you're not having all the distractions around you. Students often come to us because they're feeling like they're alone, or they struggle coming to us because of stigma. They're feeling like they're alone. National study just showed that over like 20% of undergraduate students identify as having a disability. This is not just Rutgers Newark, this is a national study, and that number keeps going up. And I noticed that people put down depression and anxiety, and that is exactly what's happening. People are recognizing that depression and anxiety is existing for them, and they're starting to ask and recognize the impact it has on their ability to be in the world and seeking out support. And so please, that is something that you should connect with us about. So this is important to note. You drive the process. Things don't transfer from high school to college, to your first college, to here. You need to connect with us. And it's as simple as going to ods.newark.rutgers.edu and clicking on Connect with Us. We will set up a time to have a conversation. We'll have a meeting, and we'll sit down and talk for an hour. And you decide what happens from then forward. So This is a confidential process. The information that leaves our office, with very limited exceptions, I think this caveat applies to all information, is it has to have a reason. There has to be a supported reason why it needs to be shared. And we err on the side of not sharing information. So information that leaves our office when you're using accommodations is actually only the accommodations. We are the office that takes the medical information and determines what is reasonable in a conversation with you and looking at the doctor's information, and so that you don't have to have that conversation with everybody. I wouldn't have said that I have a hearing loss and as an adult I have depression and anxiety, ADHD, until really much later in life. I wasn't comfortable doing that. Now I am, and that's my story to share. It's the same for you. So you come to us, talk to us if you're encountering a barrier, and then we will then talk about what's possible, what's going on, and how you can move forward. So, okay, so they're ods.newark.rutgers.edu. You can email us at ods@newark.rutgers.edu. Our phone number is 973-353-5375. And Paul Robeson Campus Center, room 219, which we are currently remote. There's too much information to share. I'm not going to try to share everything. If you remember one thing about this is come to us, talk to us, and we're happy to answer any questions. Look, I'm fortunate to have a very amazing team of individuals who are happy to sit down and have a conversation and answer any questions you might have, any concerns you might have. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. And don't let a fear of not having documentation or not having information stop you, because we will talk and we will support you to the best of our ability. Okay, thank you very much, and I look forward to being able to talk to you soon. And welcome to Rutgers Newark.
All right, thanks, Alan. That was very important information. So while Gary loads up the results from the previous brainstorming Slido, we're going to have you do one more Slido. Gary, do you think people are going, if they go to this, they're going to log, their answers are going to, like, they'll still stay, right, in the other?
Yes, I actually, if it's okay, I want to definitely share what we got from the group. And first of all, I appreciate everyone being in this space and listening to, I think, a little bit of all of our narratives today, this morning. I know you're still going to have more stuff coming on, but I think it's important to show the diversity as well as the passion that all of us have within the work that we do. And most definitely, we all come with different narratives and experiences that help us kind of be in the spaces we're on to help you. And I resonated with Alan's story as well, being recently diagnosed with anxiety and depression recently this year, you know, and it was one of those things coming from a Latino household where those type of conversations weren't had. And I think being in the space I am now, it would be a service to really share that story, but also to say that I think when you're coming into an institution like Rutgers, you're going to be really meeting different folks that have different stories, and they're going to be able to kind of uplift you, or you learn a lesson from it to take you to where your next journey is supposed to go. So I definitely will say that this is really the space where you get out of those comfort zones and really just grow, get into really learning from different people, and most importantly, understand that you are also human and you have something to contribute to this community. With that being said, I'm going to be able to share with you what's here. Now, unfortunately, I hit the wrong button, so it's not going to come out as cute with the blue and all the different colors, but you at least see something. Thank you, Alan, I caught it. So I'm going to share with you what exactly were the responses, and I'm going to try to make it as big as possible, but more or less what we see right here is this is the expectations you have from your time with us. And more or less what you're going to see is still, like we talked about, the repeats on degree and networking. That means folks had repeatedly put on these answers. I know there's like over 100 people here, and we have a select group that responded, so thank you. But you see right here in front of you, like a lot of things, new opportunities, smooth transfer of friendships. I'm still laughing on the unicorns and rainbows response, so thank you for the laughter of today with that. Arsenal of tools, networking and adventure. Some things I repeated, Greek life. So Benny, I know you're here, so definitely you can be able to assist with that one. Easy transfer, you know, rigor, fast, and it's interesting because how you all connected from it not only involved what you want, you know, probably towards the end, but things that we can be able to provide through our service areas. Most definitely, we OSLL, Alan's office Students with Disabilities, as well as community standards and the IRC. We're all here to kind of help you within the student life aspect, to give you the personal, professional, and social development to exceed and survive and continue, and also CDC, because I see them also in the space too. So we definitely want to say thank you all for participating with this, and I'm going to get ready to do our last Slido. So I'm gonna get Nikita. Since I have it open, I can continue from here if it's okay.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So we're gonna go back, and then also answer save for, as I was promoting Slido earlier. They'll also be there. So I'm just gonna turn it off for 1 second as I make it very pretty and open it up again to start our final one. And basically, we want to ask you some closing questions in relation for how we can be able to continue y'all on this journey, really. So at this point, look at the Slido again, and it would be hashtag 52234. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see it again. Should be coming up right here. Perfect. Okay. So it's right there on the screen. So as I said, you could type it in. I'll give everybody a minute before we go in to start. You can also shine it with your camera if in case, or if not, put it up. So, okay, I'm timing already counted 20 seconds. So let's do 40. Take this time to take a stretch, turn off the camera if you have it on. I see a lot of people have the cameras off, but if you need to like rest your eyes for 10 seconds, you can do that. Zoom fatigue is a real thing. If you haven't heard about it before, where you're on video for so long and it gets annoying and tiring, that does happen. So just give yourself that patience. Okay, 15 more seconds, and then we're gonna start. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna start right now. So the first question we have up is, based on everything you've heard from us, what can we do for you? That is the first question. Well, not that email, but yes, that is the first question. I heard someone's ding on their Outlook. Okay, provide support, class registration. You should start seeing some answers pop up in a few right here. Provide a safe space. Yes, we have those, definitely. Provide support. Support is big. Help with disabilities. There you go, Alan, one for you right there. What else, y'all? Okay. I would ask the person with the help with disabilities, please contact Alan directly. Most definitely, he could be able to aid and assist with that. Inclusive environment, LGBTQ services, you can directly ask me, just message me privately, and then what we can do is we can set up a conversation. Help with FAFSA. And this year already, if we really had a wand, we would try, but at this point we're taking it day by day, so but we appreciate it. Provide support is the biggest one. Inclusive environment, let's see, virtual transition, okay, continue support, career services. Sabine Sheikh is here from Career Development Center, so hopefully she'll be able to respond to some of those questions to help you out with that. Veteran assistance. Okay, Paul, you got one right there. Also just
there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Paul, veterans up in here. Also on top of it, thank you for your service. Let's go on to the next one. So this one's going to be an interesting question, but we're just going to play it out. What is your why of getting this degree? So how you want to look at this question is, what is the motivation for you to be in this space, for you to get this degree, for you to finish? And I know as transfer students, I've gone through different experiences, and as well as trying to get to this space. So, it gives you that center, or that give you that memory of like why you're doing this degree. So passion, I want to help people get back to the community. I deserve it. Yes. Speak it into the universe. Change career paths. I work too hard. Beginning my goals, serving others, dream. I deserve it in caps. I'm repeating it again. Fulfillment, helping others. I want to help people. Passion, change your career path. Be a leader, change lives. Independence of work. I work too hard to stop. Achieving goals. Be a leader, solve world problems, job security, You know, no wrong answers. All right answers. I would say remember that word that you use and take that with you as you move forward through this experience here at Rutgers. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play our last one. Opening Doors is a good one too. I'm seeing that there. Weigh in, change lives, passion, a lot of helping others, and I want to help people. Okay, cool. Experience other cultures, that's a good one. Medical school. Okay, good stuff. Okay, and here's our final one, just to keep us on time. What excites you the most about your first semester at Rutgers? So this is our final question of our Slido for the day. So don't worry. For all the other, we're getting tired of them. Don't worry, this is the last one. So what is the last one that's here? Networking, new experience, greater education, the people I hope to meet at Rutgers, learning more about my major, new experience, fresh start. Okay, Rutgers, no human interaction. Okay, cool. That's an honest one. Fresh start, people, you, learning more on my major, the new challenges, the clinicals, the color red, it's Rutgers, going to bigger school. You're part of that community of Camden and New Brunswick. So remember that. Yeah, that's a lot of good things we got here. Free tuition. Okay, free tuition, going right ahead. Overwhelming support. Promise myself I can do it. Okay, cool. And then meeting new classmates, networking, learning, all good stuff. Okay, y'all. So with that being said, being respectful of time, that is our presentation. I'm going to give it back to Nikita to close us out. And thank you everyone for participating with us in the Slido. And again, welcome to Rutgers Newark. Nikita, close us out.
Right. Thank you so much to my co-facilitators. I think this was great. I hope you all actually sort of got to also experience what other students are thinking through the Slidos that we had for you. But other than that, thanks for staying engaged. I know we had scheduled a break for you at this time, but we're kind of running out of time. So we'll still get, I'll turn it over to DJ to sort of get us started with the next session. But we'll be around for a bit in the chat room, so we can still engage with you all there. And then, if, as I mentioned earlier, keep your presentations on. If you have to take a stretch, get some coffee, whatever you need to do, please feel free to do that. DJ, you here?
Yes, I am. Thank you. So as Nikita mentioned, the Campus Life team is still in the chat, still present. So please feel free to message them directly, whether it's the IRC veterans, whether it's, to talk to our ODS office analysts, just feel free to directly message them if you feel comfortable posting your questions, and will be available a while after. Our next session is actually, it perfectly goes hand in hand with the idea of self-care and wellness. It's the We Are Wellness workshop headed by our health services group, headed by Teresa. And they have a great presentation for you. And they have a group called HPD, the Health Promotions Division. I always speak highly of, and I think they're an amazing set of students and professionals. So I'm excited for you to hear from them. I see, Teresa's here. So I'll turn it over to Teresa.
Hi, everyone. So happy to virtually see 115 people on the Zoom. That's exciting. So if everyone would just like to take 1 minute to stretch, if you wanted to just get up and move, just take some deep breaths. I know that being on Zoom all day can take a toll on all of us. So if we could just give ourselves time, take 1 minute to just do that, go for it. I'm going to do it myself.